Hello, 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 beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am certified life coach Talia Sage, and this is a channel where I combine my natural gifts of intuition with the science of life coaching to bring you guidance and tools that you can use to create your best life. I'm excited to say that today's video is a collaboration with Sarah over at Kitty B Tarot. I love her channel and I hope you will too. She's always so accurate and just right on the money whenever I watch her videos. And I'm excited that we're making this collaboration video today. The collaboration is going to be all about your natural gifts and talents and how you're meant to utilize those gifts within this lifetime. Her video will give you some insight into what your natural gifts and talents are, and then this video will help you get some insight into how you're meant to use them, what you're meant to do in this lifetime. Specifically, I'm going to give you the energy of how you're meant to use those talents to help better yourself, but also to help better everyone, because we are all connected. As you can see, I have 3 crystals before me. They are all amethyst crystals. Group 1, this is your amethyst. Group 2, your amethyst cluster. And group 3, this is your amethyst cluster. As usual, use your discernment, your intuition to decide which group or multiple groups are calling out to you. If you're drawn to more than one group, that's okay. It just means that you have multiple messages sprinkled throughout multiple groups. Keep in mind that this is a general reading. Not every example or scenario that Spirit brings to my mind may resonate with you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else. If you need more time to decide which crystal to choose, pause the video here. Otherwise, when you're ready, you can find your timestamps listed down in the description box below. I'll see you there. Hello, group 1. If you chose this amethyst crystal, this will be your message about how you're meant to use your natural gifts and talents within this lifetime. Right away, I'm being drawn to how your crystal has this, I don't know, this canyon, this crevice down here. Now I'm being shown a scene from, what's the name of that? A Wrinkle in Time. When they talk about the unfolding. You may want to go watch that movie yourself. You might be into movies, but I feel like over your entire lifetime, you're just meant to discover more about yourself, discover more about the world around you, maybe about people even, and just unfolding everything in layers. Now I'm being shown Shrek, when Shrek says that ogres are like onions. There's lots of layers. Interesting. Let's take a peek at your cards. I've already pulled your oracle cards and we'll get into those in a minute. But I want to pull some tarot to get some initial insight into how you're meant to utilize your natural gifts and talents. We have Temperance coming out. Right away, I'm feeling with these wings that you are some sort of earth angel and you are meant to pour into other people's cups, help fill them up. You may be interested in being some sort of motivational speaker, doing something that really has to do with something that really comes from the heart. I don't know, a counselor, a therapist, a even a teacher I'm seeing, just someone who can really motivate others, who can really pour into others. Could even be a life coach, could even, there's so many different ways you can do this. And also, before we really get into this, Spirit has called me to tell each group that no matter what you choose to do for your work, for your career, this energy that comes out in the reading is going to be something that just naturally flows into whatever career you choose. You're being called to just make sure that you choose something that makes you happy, that lights you up, that speaks to your heart. And you being in that, and the right energy for you, is going to just exude whatever information comes out in this reading. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I just flipped the deck, Emperor. You're meant to be some sort of leader in this lifetime. That was also followed by the King of Wands. Could be a leader in your industry. You're meant to guide others to a place of peace, a place of calm. For some reason, I was just shown, I've never even seen the movie, but I saw a clip of it on YouTube, and it's Meet Joe Black, and I never even understood what the movie was about, but I guess Joe was like the angel of death. Not saying that you're meant to take people to the other side, but like you're supposed to help bring in like an ending to maybe the things that are hidden deep down within themselves, things that are hidden within their subconscious, helping them to bring it to the surface and transition them from maybe being in the dark about something to being more enlightened. Transition them from, being in low vibrational energy into a higher vibrational energy. And I split the deck and we have Death card. Definitely. That is... That's so funny. You're meant to help people transition in some way. Some of you could be considering being a hospice nurse, or you could already be some sort of hospice nurse, or just a nurse, a doctor. This could be more mental, emotional, spiritual transitioning. Life coach, tarot reader, Reiki master, maybe do healing sound baths. I don't know. There's a very healing element to your energy though. And whatever those gifts are that Sarah mentioned for you in her video, you're meant to take those gifts and pour it into healing yourself, but also helping to heal others. To be that leader, that guide for other people. You could be an entrepreneur, or you may, want to own your own business someday. This could even be a manager in anything that you decide to do. A manager, I don't know, at a fast food place. A manager at Target, I don't know. But some sort of leadership position where people are able to come to you and you're able to transmute the negative energy that they have going on. Like maybe motivate them, motivational speaker even. Motivate them to see themselves differently, to think differently, to perform better. It's going to be different for all of you. So take this energy and apply it to your life as it fits. All right, let's see what the rest of your cards have to say. You have, I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. First off, you're meant to remember who you are at a soul level and what your soul came here to learn and experience, and how your soul planned to grow in this incarnation. But I feel like as you learn these things about yourself, you're meant to also teach them to others. Once again, any of those fields that I mentioned before, they could all apply to this. And whatever it is that you choose to do as your career, you will naturally exude this energy of leading others, guiding others, helping them to end, I want to say, low vibrational cycles within their own lives. But let's read this card for you. I remember. It says, you may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision, to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you or choose the one less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. When you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Every hero in his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around it is through it. It's all part of the larger plan. What are you being called to do to surrender to your soul's plan? And I want to point out that that is on page 77. You definitely have a spiritual, highly spiritual purpose on this planet. I feel like many of you may feel like you have a calling of being some sort of spiritual leader, having some sort of healing practice or spiritual practice. But even if you don't, like I said, whatever it is that you do, it's like you will just exude this energy of a shaman. You may have already experienced it in your life where people may just come up and talk to you and tell you what they have going on in life, or tell you their problems. You might feel like you are the person that people come to when they are having problems, because you just always have those words of encouragement. What can you do in this lifetime that fills you up, fills your cup, that makes you happy, that sparks you, that would also help to guide others and help others to see their full potential? That is what you're meant to do in this lifetime. Your next card, you have family, card 23. Many of you are meant to have a family in this lifetime. Part of your purpose is to share that knowledge, pass on that knowledge that you have with your children, creating that new cycle. Many of you were meant to break generational traumas within your own family, to break that cycle, to begin a new phase of life. I feel like bringing in balance. Like, let's say you come from a family that never had much money. They were always working around the clock and they just never seemed to have enough. It's like that sort of cycle, that sort of low vibrational cycle, you're meant to break. Or even to help other people break those cycles within their own family lineage. I hope that makes sense. For those of you who are not interested in having a family, I feel like part of what you're meant to do with your natural gifts and talents is to help children, help guide children. Some of you could be interested in being a teacher. You could be interested in starting some sort of business where, like, you cater to children. Maybe you teach them how to cook, you teach them how to bake or how to do art. Running some sort of camp or summer program. I'm being drawn to her hair here. Like, the flow of this rainbow hair is just radiating off of her. That nurturing, that love. I'm feeling empathy. That is who you are at your core. Like I said, whatever you choose to do for your work, for your career, this energy is just going to radiate off of you, flow off of you, and it's going to feel so nurturing, so loving. I feel like you have a way of seeing people and helping people to see themselves. in a more positive light. That's really cool. All right, your next cards. You have all is well. Archangel Jeremiah, everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to with hidden blessings you will soon understand. Back to that motivator energy. And crystal clear intentions, Archangel Michael. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. You are definitely a leader. Group 1, I feel like you have a story and it's meant to be heard. However it is that you share that story, even if it's just within your actions. You have a way of motivating people. This could be within your acts. This could be within the way you speak. But you help to light other people up. That is what you're meant to do with your natural talents and gifts. Help to spark other people. I'm being shown like a teacher who has a student that maybe doesn't think that they can get the grades and make it to college or whatever. And this teacher just motivates them and pumps them up so much that they start to believe in themselves again. That is the energy that I'm getting off of you. I feel like part of what you're meant to do is to help people get clear about what they want to do. Being drawn to therapist, counselor, life coach, school counselor even. Just helping people to choose their path and get them onto that path, helping them to make their decisions so they're not stuck. You're meant to help people get unstuck, however it is that you choose to do that. You can do that by being a hairdresser. Someone could come in and have no idea what they want to do with their hair, and you might be able to give them some examples or, help them figure it out. This could be anything spiritual or healing. It's just whatever you do, it is just naturally healing, because I feel like you just have this mother nurturing quality about you. I love it. There's such a sweet energy. You help people uncover the truth about themselves. You help them get to the bottom. You help them remember who they're always meant to be before life came in and knocked them down a few pegs, or before other people's projections made them lose faith in themselves. You help to restore the faith, bringing their life back into balance. I love this for you. Group 1, if this resonated with you, if it brought you maybe a little bit more clarity about yourself and your own life, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below. If you would like to schedule a private reading or coaching session, you can reach out to me at my website that's listed in the description box. Thank you so much for being here. Please go check out Sarah at KDB Tarot, and I will see you soon. Goodbye. Hello, Group 2. If you chose this amethyst crystal, this will be your message all about how you're meant to utilize your natural gifts and talents within this lifetime. So right away, I want to point out, I just got this crystal and I didn't notice that before. I don't know if you can see it. There's this little bluish greenish speck there going throughout this crystal. And first off, that energy makes me think of two things. Makes me think of the throat chakra. So I feel like you're meant to use your voice in this lifetime somehow. Whether you could be a musician, a singer, a content creator, an activist of some sort perhaps. But also it makes me think of water, of emotions. It's making me feel like flowing. Ooh, okay. Some of you are definitely into music. I just heard rapper, like the flow, the lyricist, poets perhaps. Yeah, that's really cool energy. Let's see what your cards have to say. I've already pulled your oracle cards, but we're going to start off with some tarot to get some more insight into what you're meant to do with your natural gifts and talents. All right, we have the Knight of Swords coming out first for you. Once again, back to that energy of the throat chakra. Whatever you're doing this lifetime, I don't feel like you're going to be a master at it. I feel like it's going to be something that you are continually learning and evolving, but you have a lot of knowledge within it. You have a lot of experience, I want to say, within it. The Knight of Swords has this energy of maybe being a bit too blunt at times. And then we have the Death card. This also came out for group 1, so some of you could be here from group 1. It's this energy of, ooh, I just heard calling people out on their BS. So what kind of job could that be, Spirit? This could be a lawyer. This could be a rapper, a musician, someone who writes lyrics, writes songs, poetry about the injustices that they see, any sort of injustice. This could be an author, someone who writes books, a blogger. Anything to do with sharing your voice is how you're meant to use your talents and gifts within this lifetime. And I feel like you sharing your voice, you sharing the wisdom that you possess, is meant to help yourself come to new understandings and conclusions about things, but it's also meant to help other people to come to new understandings and conclusions about things. This could be like, okay, I'm being drawn to my life. So I work part-time in a women's prison, and the things that I have seen and learned there blow my mind. And I've honestly thought about making like a TikTok channel or something, just talking about all the things that I've seen and witnessed, and the rules that are there, and just all the things that happen, because the average person would have no idea what goes on in a prison. I had no idea, and my mind has been blown. I've been in shock about so many things, like the things that the state is willing to pay money for, and laws and rules that govern the prison systems. And I've thought it was really interesting, and I feel like if I were to share some of that knowledge, that it would really change some people's perspectives, not only about the judicial system, but about prisons and about the people who go to prisons, things like that. And I feel like that is the sort of energy that I'm getting off of you. Like there's something that you have insight about, that you're meant to speak on, that will help to bring in some sort of bring some sort of end into other people's worlds. Okay, this is a heavy one, but I just heard human trafficking. Human trafficking. I don't even want to get into that, but that's what came up. Like, I've seen videos on YouTube from people who were trafficked, and then they tell their story. People who were kidnapped, and then they tell their story. It's like that sort of energy, just really sharing your knowledge about something that only you or not many people have insight on. helping other people to begin to see the world differently, to maybe look at themselves differently, look at what they do, what they don't do. And then we have the Empress coming out for you. And Ten of Swords underneath the deck there. More swords energy. Okay. The message I'm getting is that the way you're meant to use your natural gifts and talents is that you're meant to take those lemons that life hands you and turn them into lemonade. You're meant to take your experiences, your knowledge, your wisdom, and you're meant to birth something with it. You're meant to create something with it. I don't know. Each of you who choose this pile have gone through something different. You have different talents and gifts. You have different knowledge and experiences, but you're meant to take those experiences and alchemize them into something new, something that will help to bring in an end. I feel like this information is meant to enlighten other people. It's meant to, I feel like it's meant to bring people together, even to help different people. It's like giving them a peek into other people's lives, how other people may live, how other people may just experience life. All right, let's see what your next cards have to say. You have, I think it's called Hirith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. I feel like there's some sort of information that you have that other people are looking for. And it's like they don't even know that they're looking for it. But like, then they read your book, they read your poem, they listen to your music, they read your blog, watch your video on social media, whatever it is. And it helps them to feel like they've found a little piece of themselves, like a piece of themselves that was missing. Wow, this is really cool. Here, let's read that for you. Okay, it says, this yearning can lead some starseeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. I was actually thinking travel earlier, but I didn't say it. Like someone who travels all over the world, learning about different cultures and experiences, and then shares that information with others. Ooh, you could be a travel agent. You could be someone who travels and writes about those adventures. For others, it can manifest as a need to find home in people, communities, and relationships, a journey to find somewhere they truly belong. If you resonate with this yearning for home, but don't really know where home is, you're being invited to remember that your soul chose to be on earth. You're being called to fully commit to embodying your life. You're being reassured that you didn't come here alone, and that your soul consciously decided to experience what it's like to be a soul in a human body on this planet at this time. Whatever it is that you decide to do in life, and I should also give you this message. I should have done it at the beginning, but whatever you decide to do, make sure that it makes you happy, that it lights you up, that it makes your heart leap with joy. Because whatever it is that you decide to do, this energy will just naturally exude off of you and flow to the people it's also meant to touch and connect with. But part of what you do, I feel, is meant to bring people together. People who may think like you, but have or feel like there's no one else around them who thinks the same way. People who, they may long to travel but not have the ability to. So you're able to bring them into your world. People who may be different, unique, eccentric, looking for those other people who are similar to them. You could be a YouTuber. You could be thinking about wanting to start a YouTube channel. But whatever it is, it's like you put an end to people's suffering. You put an end to them wondering and questioning, and I feel like debating with themselves. You help them feel connected. You're meant to use your natural talents and gifts within this lifetime to help connect people. Your next card out, Flow Like Water, 24. I was just saying with the blue in here that it gave me this energy of water. Flow like water. First off, you may be a swimmer. You may have, competed as a swimmer. Off of this card though, I'm also getting like marine biologist, people who work with the sea, maybe people who help bring awareness to what's happening in the oceans and how the planet is affecting the oceans. But your flow, wasn't I talking about rappers and their flow? Yes. The way you speak, the way you write, whatever it is that you decide to do, it is so eloquent and it just brings people in. It speaks to their soul. It hits them in their feels. I'm being drawn to this clamshell down here. Whatever it is that you do is meant to help people open up. Open up to what's inside. Open up to the pearls of wisdom that you have to share. All right, let's get your final cards. You have Career Transition, Archangel Chamuel. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. Some of you may decide to switch careers after watching this video. Maybe it brings you some validation about something that you've been thinking about doing. Next, we have Teaching and Learning, Archangel Zadkiel. Keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. Exactly. You are meant to be some sort of teacher. Whether you are purposefully going into a teaching field, or if you are inadvertently teaching people by the knowledge that you put out, by the music that you put out, the poetry you write, the books that you write, the videos that you may create and put out into the world. Some of you may decide, oh, look, he's holding a book there. Some of you may decide to be some sort of teacher, a spiritual teacher, a teacher in school. Whatever it is, you have so much wisdom inside of you. And you're meant to take those natural talents and gifts that you have, combine it with your wisdom to put out into the world. However it is that you choose to do that. You could do that by working at a bookstore, and helping people to choose the books that they're looking for, that leading them to the very right book that they need, that will help to awaken them to something within themselves, that will help to enlighten them in some way. It could be something as big as being some sort of musician and being a celebrity in some sense. Just remember, whatever it is that you choose to do, just make sure that it makes you happy, that it lights you up, and the rest of this will follow. Group 2, if this video resonated with you, if it sparked a new curiosity, sparked some sort of career transition for you, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment down below. If you would like to schedule a private reading or some coaching sessions to help you work towards your purpose, feel free to reach out to me at my website that is listed down in the description box. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Goodbye. Hello, 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 group 3. If you chose this amethyst crystal, this will be your message of how you're meant to use your natural gifts and talents. So, right away, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at this crystal. It's so small compared to the others. And when I first took it out, I heard, I think the song is 5 years, but in it, the artist says, I only see my goals, I don't believe in failure, 'cause I know the smallest voices, they can make it major. And that's the energy I got off of this. Like, you might not be drawn to put yourself out there on a big stage or to be in front of lots of people, but whatever you do is going to create a major ripple effect. And I'm also being called to tell you that you could have been drawn to group 2. Yes, speaking of voices, if you go watch that video, you will understand why you're called to group 2. But whatever you choose to do, it might not be big. You know, you might not want to be surrounded by a lot of people, but whatever it is that you do, it will create a major ripple effect, a bigger one, I think, than you realize. And before we really get into your reading, I just want to give this message that I was called to tell every pile, which is whatever you choose to do for your career, make sure that it makes you happy, that it lights you up, that it sparks you. Because whatever energies that come out in this message, those energies will just naturally radiate off of you. They will just naturally flow outward. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you end up doing in this lifetime, as long as you make sure that it brings you joy. But let's get some ideas into what you could be doing in this lifetime. I've already pulled your oracle cards here, but we're going to start off with some tarot to come up with some ideas of what you are meant to do, what you may be considering doing. You can use this as validation of maybe a validation of to validate a path that you've already set out on, or validate an idea that you've already had. But we're starting out with the 9 of Cups. Right away, I'm being drawn to like this tear shape. Right away, I just heard doctor. I heard that what you do, what you're meant to do, is meant to be very emotional. It could be tears of joy, tears of sorrow. Part of what you're meant to do is to help bring in transitions, however that looks for you. This could be like you are a web designer and you transition people from having no website, having no concrete proof of who they are, what they do, and you create this beautiful website that brings them so much joy and happiness. This is an odd one, but I just saw a clown in my mind's eye. Some of you may literally be a clown. You might choose to be a comedian. You may, I don't know, throw parties, be an event planner, be some sort of party planner, wedding planner. Ultimately, what I'm feeling is that whatever you do is meant to bring people joy. I feel like it's meant to bring people together. I'm being drawn to all these glasses, and I'm seeing like glasses raised. It's meant to get people in their feelings, make them feel a bit emotional. Nine of Cups energy is wish fulfillment. So you might be making some wishes come true. I just saw, what is that? Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's what I just saw. Or some sort of charity work like that that helps bring joy to people, helps to transition them out of, maybe not even completely transition them, but to help, yeah, just to help bring some joy into their lives. This could be like having a charity where you deliver food to people in need, like that Make-A-Wish Foundation sort of thing. This could be, I'm seeing nonprofit. Some of you may be drawn to work with nonprofits, just doing things that really helps you to feel as though you are giving back in some way. Let's see what your next card is. We have Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's that same energy. Like this new beginning, like you're giving people a fresh start. You have Seven of Swords underneath the deck, and I heard overcoming hurdles when I looked at that card. Like you help people get over the hump. You are meant to help people get past hard situations. I feel like you may do this because you have been in some hard situations yourself, and it inspires you to do the same for others, or to help empower others to even do it for themselves. Many of you are meant to be business owners, meant to start your own thing. For some reason, I just heard exercise. So some of you could be physical therapists, you could be some sort of personal trainer. Now I'm being shown sweat here. Like, I don't know, maybe you're helping people get over that health hurdle, get over those physical hurdles. Interesting. Let's see what the rest of your cards have to say. Your first card here is called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. And I just said personal trainer. Maybe some of you may be called to help train other people on how to control their emotions, how to tap into their feelings, how to control their mind, the way that they're thinking, helping them to get out of low vibrational thinking even. This Seven of Swords energy talks about deceit. It talks about mostly deceiving yourself. You could have been drawn to group one, but it's this energy of helping people to walk through that doorway to the next phase, however it is that you choose to do that, whether this is mentally, emotionally. This could even be like a hospice nurse or a nurse or doctor, someone who helps people to make that transition. Let's read this card for you, called It says, your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and to leap. And consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment, right here for lifetimes. Whatever it is that you choose to do, I feel like it's going to come with this feeling of feeling underprepared, feeling a bit overwhelmed, but at the same time, it feels like home. So if you're still trying to make a decision of what you're meant to do in this lifetime, how you're meant to use your natural gifts and talents, I hope that gives you some insight into how you're meant to find it, how you're meant to decide. Whatever it is, like, it's going to make you feel good. Like I said in the beginning, whatever you choose to do, make sure it makes you feel good. This thing, you will know it is what is meant for you when it makes you feel good, when it lights you up, when even the hardest days, you still wouldn't trade what you do for anything. That is how you will know what has been calling you and what to go off in search of. You're going to feel like you are completely new in this thing, like you are completely wet behind the ears, but at the same time, it's going to be so exciting for you and so liberating for you. I feel like there will be a hurdle to get over your fears within this thing, but just like the card said, you've been training for this for lifetimes. All right, your next, oops, those fell out. Your next card is Read, card 42. So for some reason, I just heard librarian. I don't know. Some of you may want to be a librarian. I feel like you're meant to be a forever learner. Like you're always learning new things within your field. You're always learning new techniques, ways of doing whatever it is that you do, making it better. You may be drawn to be a writer, to write a book, write poetry. Okay, I think this is something from the 80s. Reading Rainbow. This just made me think of Reading Rainbow. You could have liked that show as a kid or just whenever. Could have been an adult too. And it could have sparked something in you. And it could have, I don't know, sparked an interest in something. It could have made you also want to light other people up to the joys of reading, to discovering more knowledge. I'm also hearing professor. Some of you may want to be some sort of professor, like just constantly learning, constantly growing and evolving. And that is how you're meant to touch those around you too. Whether you're doing this on a large scale or you're doing this just for yourself, but you doing it helps others to, it inspires others at the same time to do the same. To go off in search of their adventure, to follow their dreams. Really cool. Okay, your next cards. You have Prosperity. Archangel Ariel, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Whatever it is that you decide to do, you're meant to find prosperity within it. I feel like this is emotional prosperity. This is having a calm mind, so mental prosperity, but also we got the coins, material prosperity. And then we have clairaudience. Archangel Zadkiel, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. Whatever it is that you decide to do, I feel as though, once again, back to this wet behind the ears feeling, you're meant to feel a bit overwhelmed. This is definitely your north node. It is not something that you are comfortable with, but it is something that intrigues you. Like you just cannot get it out of your mind, and you have to try it. You have to go after it. But also, I feel like what you do is meant to be that loving guidance inside other people's minds. Like that personal trainer who, plants those seeds that you can do this, you can get over this hurdle. You can do one more rep. That professor who encourages that student to keep going. It could be that doctor, that hospice worker, that nurse that consoles the family, that helps people when they're healing, who creates that calm atmosphere, that loving, nurturing atmosphere when people may be transitioning. Once again, however or whatever you decide to do within this life, make sure that it brings you joy, that it fills your soul. And this energy of sharing your knowledge, of training others, being this leader and stepping up is just going to naturally flow off of you, creating some abundance within your life. So I think the question is, group 3, what have you been afraid to try? What have you been afraid to go after? What have you been afraid to go after that you can't get out of your mind? Because whatever that is the direction that you're meant to head. Group 3, I hope this enlightened you in some way. I hope it helps you to get clear about the direction that you're meant to go in, or helps to bring in some validation if you're already on a specific path that I mentioned. If it helps you, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. If you would like to schedule a private reading or a coaching session to help you gain the courage to walk through this door, to start this new path, feel free to reach out to me at my website. You can find that down in the description box. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.